Hey, just a quick video on Bitcoin. I had a lot of stuff I had to get done on Thursday, so I'm posting late, but just a quick video. We've started the Friday session, and I just wanted to quickly show you a few indicators. We had a few sell signals that formed on Wednesday, some double signals actually. They're single first time signals. A couple of them went away, but now getting more signals today as we start the Friday session. Right now we're down just over 0.5%, 0.63% on Bitcoin. Got above the 100 period. Again, looks like we might have back-to-back reversal. If I could get the black on here, the right color here. If we had a little topping tail there and got some signals there actually, but there was no confirmation and follow through. And then we got a hanging man for the Friday session just closing just a few hours ago. We're about 3 hours into the session right now. We're down just over 0.5%. You still have this bear flag on Bitcoin. Again, we've likely expanded the channel. We've moved slightly above this high, just barely pushing above it into the resistance area between 74,000, 76,000. You move just above 76,000 here, just slightly higher right there. If we retreat off of the 100 period moving average, which is declining, then watch the 50, be watching this trend line right here, and again, the support zone. If you come down here and you start taking out this trend line and taking out the 50 period, you've got a boatload of stops in here, in this area, and then you've got more down in this area under the 62 to 63,000, 64,000 range right in here, and then more down in here between 60,000, 62,000, and then below 60,000. So this is where all the stops are. Tighter stops are down in here and down now under this range right here. From our recent lows and today's or Thursday's low, I should say. But again, watch to see if we start pushing down, make a move to take out the trend line and take a move to make a move to have this bear flag play out. Again, I got people telling me over and over, just like they told me 80,000, oh, you have no idea what you're talking about, 60,000 is the bottom. Hey, I'm the guy that predicted 60,000 back up at the top when everybody was telling us we were going to 200 and 250,000. And I told you it might be a bottom. If I see evidence of that, I see no evidence of that, is what I see as a bear flag continuation pattern. If I zoom out, you can see it. And again, if I see evidence of a bottom, I'll let you know, and I'll end up changing my mind. But I don't see evidence of a bottom. Again, this is a bear flag. It's a continuation of this. Okay, it's a bear flag. So you're probably going to push down into the support zone, maybe the trend line back over here. From these highs, I didn't draw that very straight, but you can see the little red trend line there is highlighting it. Or again, we're expanding the channel. We moved above this trend line, and the MoonBoys said it's a breakout as we rallied into the 100 period. And I told you that we could set up a right shoulder or a 3 drives, little miniature 3 drives tail high in this bear flag pattern. And go up to the 100 period moving average or just below it at the trend line, the downward trend line, and get rejection at these areas. We got above the trend line and we still at horizontal resistance of the 100 period moving average. Again, there's noise. Same people telling us, oh no, you don't understand. This is the bottom. You're going to be so sorry. Same people saying the same stuff. Again, it's nauseating. They continue to regurgitate the same nonsense. Now, again, if I see evidence of a bottom, I will change my mind. But right now, so far, I don't. And I see a bear flag into resistance, just as we had a rising wedge, into resistance here. So, again, you get the fake breakout, you break support, you rally to resistance. 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 And again, we're probably going to see the next push down form some type of bottom. But there's still risk of Bitcoin dropping Again, beyond 49,000, the key support area in the weekly time frame, moving down to the 200 and 300 week moving average. You could possibly take out 49,000. If you do, you have the 50% retracement of the entire bull phase at 44,000. You have never confirmed a bear market with Bitcoin, which we did right here, November 23rd. Even though I predicted the bounce off the 100 period, I told you we were going down to the 200-week moving average. You've never, ever in history confirmed a bear market with 2 consecutive closes below the 50 without first tagging the 200 period moving average. We didn't tag it. We came close, but you didn't reach it. We're likely going to reach it. You've never gone and made new highs after confirming a bear market, as we did here, without first tagging the 200 period moving average. Now, again, I think it will be a bear market rally once we do that, as I've marked right here, to go back and test 97,000. And I think you'll probably get a lower high or a slightly higher high, and then you'll resume the sell-off. Bitcoin in the weekly time frame ends up breaking the support area here at and hang on, some of my stuff moved on me here, I think because I switched from the different scalings. But anyways, if we you take out this wick low at 49,000, you get the 50% retracement of the entire advance right there at 44,000 right there. So at 61.8 fib at 34,000. My guess is you're coming down here to the 200, 300, and I think you'll bounce. I still think 49,000 is likely going to hold. I think you'll bottom in the low 50,000 to mid 50,000 area. But again, I'm open-minded to a bigger drop. My guess is it's not going to happen. I think you're going to drop in here to the 200 or maybe the 300, and then I think you're going to try to bottom, and then I think you'll get the bear market rally back up to test the 50 period and to test 97,000. 7,900. It's my personal belief, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope we move above 100,000. I would love that. That would be a great shorting opportunity, and again, really a classic fake out. But my guess is you're going to move up towards this midpoint of the channel right here in the low 90,000 area, probably just under 97,000. Again, weekly signals are still bearish, so again, I think you're going to be dropping into these levels and trying to form a bottom. Back into my other chart right here, and again, notice my signals. They either mark the turn just the week after the top or the week of the top, and I had signals that did it in the weekly and the daily time frame, right when the top formed, the day of the top, because I have good indicators. And again, look at this yellowish area that I've marked right here where we did find support, and that's this upper end of this trading range, and this is the lower end of this trading range. But this goes back into the 2021 peaks over here, and so that's where we're trying to find support right now. I think you're likely to hit the 200 or 300 week moving average. A couple videos back, I went through the weekly charts and told you there is no evidence of a bottom. I don't see evidence of a bottom. If I see evidence of a bottom, I will change my mind. I want to be in harmony and in alignment with Bitcoin. Hey, please support the channel with the link directly below. That allows me to be able to provide you this information. If you follow the link below, it'll take you to a secured site and you can donate any amount you want. I just ask that you do that rather than sell you stuff, get sponsors and sell you stuff. I don't want to do that. I don't want to send you to websites that want to overcharge you, or send you to some exchange that wants to get you leveraged up to wipe you out. Or how do I know they're not the next exchange to go under? So I just ask that you just partner with me and support the channel today. If you could follow the link below to take you to a secured site and you can donate any amount you want. If you could just take a moment to do that, anything helps. Most YouTube channels have sponsors. That's how the YouTube channels make money. I don't have sponsors. I just ask that you partner with me. I don't know about you, but these signals have really helped me. If they've helped you, let me know that by supporting the channel today. Thank you for your consideration for that. Got these divergences going on. Maybe they're done, and we turn off the 100 period. It's still possible we hit this upper boundary here with the 4-hour time frame, the upper boundary, our bear flag pattern. I'm getting more warning signs as we move into the Friday session. So again, I think this divergence will play out. We've got it down here on the MACD. And I think you're going to end up coming down here, taking out the moving averages. Here we have the 50 above the 200, crisscrossing back and forth as we're going sideways. have a trend line here that I've drawn. I think you're going to end up coming back down and taking out this trend line and triggering all these stops. Predicted this rally back over on the 5th and 6th. I was correct. I told you these things can drag out. They can take longer than we all think. The bottoming process, the counter trend rallies, this has gone on now for, 2.5 months here. Still have a bear flag, and I think you're likely to see a breakdown. I still don't want to rule out coming up to this trend line. Again, I think it's more likely that we'll turn down if I get more sell signals completing on Friday. But I do think that tensions are going to escalate again between the U.S. and Iran. I don't think Iran takes the deal. And if negotiations fall apart or if they meet over the weekend and Iran doesn't take the deal, and I don't think they will, then I think we could see Bitcoin and the stock market dramatically soft. Both of them, I think, have gotten a false breakout. Bitcoin, the declining trend line, and the S&P overhead resistance. You can see my latest Bitcoin or my latest video on the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. See what I'm talking about at the end of this video. But I told you, we had several warning signs. We had a topping signal here with the topping tail that we got a few days ago at the peak so far here on April 14th. We had a signal here on the previous peak right here at 76,000. Nothing here so far. But the momentum signals are going to play out. We got to see them flip the trending signals back to bearish. Again, I think something's about to happen. You go to my Ron Walker channel, I talk about, explain things. I think we're likely going to start seeing escalation. The conventional wisdom is we're going to see this deal between the U.S. and Iran, and I think it's not going to happen. I think there'll be escalation that will rattle the markets. The Bitcoin got a false breakout, in my opinion, and so did the stock market. And you can see my latest stock market video from today and see all of that. I'll link it at the end of this video. You can follow me on my other channel, the Ron Walker channel, where I cover the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the Russell, things related to the stock market. But getting a signal here. I had a signal previously and it got canceled out, and then I got another one right here. That stayed, and then I'm getting another one today for the Friday session. This is one of my trading charts, and again, the signals are still bullish, but the momentum warning signal is flashing, suggesting we're either going to get a pullback or a reversal. And again, the signals do a pretty good job. Again, it marked the bottom. It marked the rally we have right now. Well, it marked the top over here, and it marked the lower high right here in January. The counter trend rally does a good job. So right now I'm getting some warning signs, a couple of new ones here for the Friday session. And if we close week on Friday, if we close down on Friday, whether a big push down or right now we're down a 0.60%, starting to flash. If we close, then again, maybe these signals are finalized by the end of the session. Again, I had one right here and it went away. We still have one, but I had one here, as I mentioned. We'll see if another one shows up. Again, signals are going back and forth, and I told you we were likely expanding the channel. I'm a big believer in the 100 period moving average. Got rejection out of here, here. Again, sometimes you overthrow it. We overthrew it a little bit. Maybe we're not done, but I think you're going to, with the signals that are flashing, I think you're going to get rejection here and end up taking out the lower boundary, the bear flag, and triggering all these stops, moving down into this support area here somewhere. And I've redrawn the trend line, the lower boundary, based on this declining trend line now. So again, we may have just expanded the channel. And right here, again, we got this momentum shift. I got a major signal right here, like we did back over here, like we did at the bottom. Right here, I'm getting a minor signal as we're down just a little bit here, just over 0.5%. So again, had this bullish signal. It got canceled out. These minor signals, bullish, going back to bearish. This could turn into another major signal by the end of the session. Again, the final print won't be until the close on Friday. So just be watching. But I think you could see escalation. Either the ceasefire doesn't hold, or maybe talks fall apart, or maybe we see one more round of talks and then it ends up and it falls apart over the weekend. And again, the markets sell off come Monday. And again, the United States goes forward in finishing the job in Iran. Conventional wisdom is there's going to be this peace deal. I don't think it's going to happen. But we've had some warning signs here and pushed a little higher, so going to be watching closely. Warning sign, the day of the peak so far here at 76,000. Again, in my last video, I showed you that we had some signals already flash around the 100 period moving average, and then we were getting some new ones. Well, we had a new one right here. We had a double dose of signals. It went away, but it could return by Friday or over the weekend. So I'll be watching that if we get another signal. But we did have one, and then we went just a little higher. Sometimes you get back-to-back signals. Sometimes you get 2 or 3 signals surrounding a turning point. And sometimes these mark short-term moves in momentum. Other times they mark tops. Other times they mark bottoms. And then if the momentum does play out, we get rejection surrounding the 100 period to go deeper into the upper boundary of the trend line, which right now it's looking like we might try to turn here. Then we got to flip these signals, the trending signals, back to bearish. We're going sideways, but this one went away for now. We did have one previously going into this rally into the 100 period here, though. This is why I'm making the video. I didn't want to wait until tomorrow. I just wanted to tell you some of the signals got canceled out and they're reappearing right here. And right here we had one that had formed on Wednesday, but it didn't close that way. Now, as we're starting the Friday session, it's showing up again. So again, do we see this begin to play out? Beautiful signal back at the top. Beautiful signal with the lower high after the January 14th peak. Again, I had multiple signals on January 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. I had signals over here on March 17th and 18th. Now I'm getting the signal here, and I've already had some other signals. So suggesting momentum is about to shift. And if it changes the trend signals back to bearish, then we're going to go make new lows. So just wanted to share with you some of the signals didn't finish, and it had to do it by the close, and because we closed stronger on Wednesday, it canceled the signal out. Now we're getting it here as we start the Friday session. The volume for Bitcoin is still positive, but Bitcoin's doing the same thing. We saw a little distribution there back up at the peak there, but Bitcoin is still doing the same thing the stock market's doing. It's advancing on declining volume with the up volume that's happening. We reverse off of the 100 period moving average, I'd expect you would see volume turn back to bearish. And again, I programmed my own indicators, and I programmed here for this indicator that I created to be based on volume. We're getting warning signs of a potential reversal here. For my friends asking about Ethereum, again, we're getting warning signs here for Ethereum, the same warning signs we're getting for Bitcoin. But again, the trending signal here is still bullish. Getting the same warning sign for Ethereum in the daily time frame. So again, wouldn't be surprised to see rejection out these 100 period moving averages. That's a pink line you see here with Ethereum.